I'm Frank Archer. We're here at Landfall today. We're a sheep and beef operation in northern Tasmania. We have a 1,200 cow Angus seed stock herd and a 5,000 strong composite ewe flock breeding prime lambs. We've been drafting cows and calves this morning and processing calves and treating them, weighing them, and then they'll be yard weaned over a period of about 4 or 5 days. And they're all actually registered cows, so we don't have any commercial cattle. It's all a registered seed stock herd. In a lot of ways it was preaching to the converted with us when it came to installing a new set of cattle yards, because we'd had the experience with the yards at our other farm. We installed a new set of ProWay yards at a farm that my brother manages. We farm in partnership and he's about 30 kilometres north of us. Those yards were a huge step up for us at that farm. For us, having good infrastructure, good yards is important, and we feel that in a time when the cattle industry is pretty buoyant, it's important to invest in future efficiencies in our business and efficiencies that are going to ensure we maintain a low cost of production going forward, because as we all know, commodity markets they rise and fall, and to be able to put the business in a stronger position to better deal with softer markets in the future is really important. There was an existing set in here that had been here about 30 years, and we ummed and ahed about what to do because it wasn't a greenfield site, so that made it a little more challenging because we had some infrastructure here already, like our sale display pens and our sales shed, and so we got some plans done by ProWay, and we didn't do anything immediately, and then 12 months ago we decided that it was time we really needed to do something because the old yards were really quite worn out. So we went through the process of designing the yards with Heath Cole from ProWay, and initially ProWay came with a suggested design. Essentially, you know, it was what we were looking for, but there were just some minor details that needed changing. So we really massaged the design to our needs. Heath was really good to work with on that and was quite happy to go back to the design room, and then when we got the final design in place, we put the order in, and it was really a case of us just taking the plunge, and it's been a big investment for us here, this set of yards, but you know, we're looking at it over a long term, and from what we've seen to date working in these yards, there's a lot less stress on the operator, a lot less stress on the animals, and having a set of yards that we can just walk straight into and they're ready to go, and we're not fixing them before we use them, is important. But I think the most important thing is the safety. We like the sliding gate that pushes out, that allows the operator to walk along without having to step down. The man gates, you know, there's easy access in and out of the yards, and yeah, the rotary force, certainly when we've got cattle to go up to the race, the ability to have an incremental latch that runs with the cattle, you know, if they happen to turn or push back, then the gate's not pushing back on the operator. We feel safer in these yards, and I think for two reasons. One is the design is safer, and the cattle are less stressed, so you know, they feel safer too, which in turn means the operator feels safer. The other part of the yard that has really improved efficiency for us is the 3-way drafter off the front of the crush. So previous to that we could only draft 2 ways out of the front of the crush, and it was manually walking to the front of the crush and actually swinging a gate. Now with the 3-way draft, the operator doesn't have to move from where he's operating the head bale. That gives us the ability to draft 3 ways on, it may be weight, it might be pregnancy status. Today we're drafting the weaners out the front into their different sexes, which has saved us a lot of time. So we're taking hair samples on the calves to do a DNA parent verification, and that's an opportunity for us to offer some more quality assurance around our product. So the pedigrees of those animals when we market them are 100% accurate. Our primary enterprise is the breeding and marketing of Angus bulls, and it consists of around about 400 to 450 bulls, and we're growing that number over the next couple of years. In 2009 we established Landfall Farm Fresh, which is a retail outlet in Launceston. We market our branded beef and lamb. It's a very different business from primary production and seed stock production, but we've learned a lot about our product and the genetic input into our herd and how that's affecting the carcass quality. because we have the ability to get that direct feedback from the consumer. Selection on fertility in our herd is very important, so we sell the culls directly to the abattoir. They're not marketed to other breeders, so they'll be loaded out here this afternoon. The loadout facility here we've used a bit and it does work very well. This afternoon will be probably the biggest lot of cattle that have been in and out of the yards. We pulled the old yards down in the beginning on the 24th of November. ProWay's construction crew came in. The yards were constructed in 8 days, and then we put the concrete down afterwards, which was about a 4-day job. So over 12 days we went from a level site to the new yards were operational. We're 6 or 8 weeks since they were completed, and after today we probably would have put between 4,000 and 5,000 heads through the yards already. It was our job to demolish the old yards, and then ProWay took over when we had a level site here. The guys that were putting it together, they were motivated to get the job done quickly. They knew that we had a small window to work in to get our old yards down and the new ones up. The justification of a new set of cattle yards for us was really quite easy. Our business is cattle. The cattle business makes up in excess of 80% of our gross farm income. So we felt that having a facility that was appropriate for us to be able to handle cattle efficiently, handle them safely, safe for the operator, you know, and animal welfare certainly comes into it too, because you know you can't really put a price on that. So the reality is, if you're in livestock and livestock makes up a large part of your income, then you really need good facilities. Would we recommend ProWay? The answer is definitely yes. I look at it from 3 perspectives, and there's the design process, there's the quality of the product and the build, and there's the price point. And we looked at some different options, and we felt that those 3 things combined, ProWay had the best offering by quite a margin.